So Zurita is pile shuffling because he clearly didn't like his deck last game. Says, let's not G-assist for the turn 1 Christine.
Yeah, and it does, like, it hurts whenever you see your deck have to G-assist, obviously, because you do want to see the most optimal ride, but hey, yeah, it's Vanguard. Obviously, we can't guarantee our rides like we can in Standard, so.
I will say, I didn't have to ride Spinal Reverse first one time today.
Would like to say that Zurita... Okay, I was making sure that he did not shuffle his starter into his deck.
Starters, who need them? Gentleman's game, put the OTs.
And so we do see that, I do think that Robert won the die roll.
By the sign of the ooh, I will guess. Yes. And this will be the last game of top 4 for these two individuals. One will walk away with everything.
Now, it does have a testament of how good Erick can recover from G-assisting, obviously. He did have the luxury of going second, so he did get to draw a card and get the quick shield to replace. Yeah. But he did manage to have a comeback.
Yeah, it just wasn't enough to keep up with the Vanquisher. Unfortunately, Jewel Knights has a lot of free resources where they trade in and out with one another, or they keep you even, or somehow plus you even. We do have a grade 1 ride, and I think that's the one you want to ride?
Yes, correct. Because whenever you ride it, you're going to be able to check the top two and add a Jewel Knight.
Yeah. I think it adds a grade 2 or less Jewel Knight.
Yes, correct. If it had a grade 3, I think that would be a little too cracked.
Yeah, that clan luckily did not get a Jewel Knight named grade 3 searcher.
Nope. So he is going to ride Sybil, which is
Sybil, skill, look at top 2. Add a Miranda, that looks like. Robert's doing the finger taps. He's got some gas in his hand. Hopefully not anywhere else.
So interesting enough, we're calling a Miranda in the back row. What? So we do see that Zurita is kind of going for the natural formation that he does with the Jewel Knights.
This is what? I'm so confused. There's so many 2s in spots that can't attack. What is this?
So we're going to be swinging 10 to, I believe that's a 9.
Yeah.
Yeah. So now it's 19 because of the heal.
Unfortunate.
So we do hit a heal again. We are going to stay at 1, and he's going to be at 29k.
Erick soul blasting to continue the turn, though.
So an interesting situation that I think that Erick could have done is obviously hitting the 2 defensives. What he could have done was called the Christine over the Miranda. So the Miranda would countercharge because of being called over, and then you resolve Christine's skill to call a grade 3 in front of it. So here we are. He is going to resolve the crit trigger.
He wants that draw. He wants that plus.
He is putting the Ashley back in his hand.
Thought I had an ego. Oh my god.
Probably shouldn't have said that with the mic on, but okay.
Oh well. Who knows who I'm talking about? Nobody. I mean, to be fair, players deserve egos. We all do well. We all do bad some days.
Yep. So we are going to see that the grade 3 searcher grabs the full Bronto.
It is important to have a good ego. You don't believe in yourself, then you just... That's half a losing. Gotta believe. I believe.
So here we are. We're going to be swinging Vanquisher into Sybil. And so he is going to make us a 2 to pass.
2 to pass. I don't know what that rear guard is, but he got 2 of it.
It's the Kimara that he can bind in and draw, call it on the board.
Oh, that seems good.
So this rear guard that is attacking now, he is going to be able to Soul Blast, bind a card, and then call it. Or he does full Bronto and he's going to get a re-ride.
Yeah, I mean, it just fixes it. Like, it instantly replaces what you do to pay for it because you're going to get the XL2 draw and then you get the drive check. It is the freest ride in the world.
So he is going to swing at Vanguard once again. Zurita does no guard it.
He wants some damage.
And he does hit the OT in response.
Unfortunate. He's going into a Jewel Knight's turn with 0 CB.
So a good thing to keep in mind is he does have the Miranda there. So he does have a CB available to him on demand.
Yeah, that is something that is different from whenever me and him played in the finals of the last one. In one of our matches, I gave him no counterblast because he used it all on a grade 2 turn. And then that was a huge problem before, but now they can at least make do with 1 if they have Miranda.
So he is going to be using the Sibyl's effect to look at the top 3, and I do believe it's Superior calls a Jewel Knight.
It does, a grade 2 or less Jewel Knight.
Yep.
I think he's looking at like 2 Sibyls right now.
Yeah. To be fair, I do think that Sybil is probably the best Jewel Knight out of them all.
Yeah, it's just free plussing, free replacement. This poor Swordby just sitting behind that Vanguard. Look at him. Sad dog. So he uses Crystal Luster, copies the skill of the heart. Now he's calling Ashley over Miranda so he can soul charge, counter charge. And suddenly, we have a turn again, boys.
Yep. So we're seeing that the Ashley is swinging and now Soul Blast 2 and calling a card over the Sybil.
Seems good.
Here we are seeing the Lele being called over. So now the Sybil is going to be able to look at top 3 and call a card, and then whenever he swings with the Vanguard, he is going to be able to extend into a pretty hefty amount of swings that if Robert doesn't pull much defensives, it's going to be kind of rough for his hand.
Mm-hmm. For sure.
We do see another Miranda coming down.
Yep. She's very, very, very good.
So an interesting part about this, if he really wanted to, he could have counterblasted to give it a crit, and then when Miranda gets called over afterwards, he does have another counter charge. So we are seeing him refill and soul charge 1. He does soul charge a crit.
Unfortunate, but it happens when you soul charge, believe it or not.
Especially if it is going to be a random soul charge. So we see Robert going to 2.
instantly PG's the Vanguard.
Yep. Because I do believe that you don't want to have another situation like last time.
Yeah, that's fair. But this time he got triple blank. He
And so
did
we
get
are
a
going
3
to
if he wants to do Christine though.
we are going to resolve the Ashley on the Vanguard. So now this is going to call 2 units, not just 1. The Sword Me is about entering the soul of Crystal Luster.
Yeah, he's getting in there. He wants to be a part of the action.
So we do see Miranda is going to be calling over Lele, which is going to be having an extra 10k, and then the Christine is coming down.
He's gonna flash that Ashley, call another one, countercharge, soul charge, because Miranda is cracked.
Yep.
And just like that, we've gotten like 6 attacks, 7 attacks with
Yeah.
1 counter blast.
It is pretty like cool to see how Jewel Knights have kind of evolved since Miranda coming into the deck.
Definitely Miranda, not as much Ashley Reverse. Ashley Reverse is like a one of in every Jules list to
Yep.
say,
Just because of chaos.
hey, I sort of help with chaos, I guess. She is
or,
very
or as Eric likes to say, free.
true. To be fair, he says that about every matchup.
Yep.
That's his thing. That's his slogan.
So here we are soul blasting to once again to be able to extend into another attack.
Curious if he'll call another Christine here.
An interesting thing of what he could do is he is going to call the Sword Me of what I was literally about to say. Call a Sword Me.
Call
and then-
Sword Me, call Christine behind the other column.
Yep.
Seems very good.
Well, what you could do is you could call the Sword Me to that side over there and then call the Christine. Because right now he hasn't hit any defensive, so...
Well, the problem with if he does it on this side is if he calls with Sword Me, he can't use Christine.
I don't think that he's going to use the Ashley's effect.
Well, that's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about the Christine effect.
Yeah, I don't think that he's going... So the way that it's going to resolve is that Miranda has to resolve first before this is going to. So you're not going to get the counter charge that way. So now since he's calling over Miranda, now he can get it.
I see. I don't know. Whenever I played, I was always told you can resolve them in whichever order you liked.
So it depends on how the order of the situation is going. Since it is being called over, the called over effect is going to override the on place. So we are going to see that Robert is going to go to 4 damage. And we are going to resolve the crit.
He's going to draw a card.
He's going to draw. Well, the draw happens before and then you shuffle.
Oh. Well, he's in a very good spot nonetheless. 1 damage to Robert's 4.
So we know that unless you're here in the tournament hall, you can't see Robert's face. He is trying to make sure that he makes the right decision going on right now.
It is a rough
We can
spot.
technically go to Robert.
There's Robert. Look
Yeah.
at him.
So he is going to re-ride, getting another Excel.
Look at him. Serious with his brother Ryan next to him.
They're making sure that the game is played in
Correctly.
the correct. So he is only going to draw 1 card here, which
Yeah. I'm kind of weird about this play.
so here we are. We're going to bind the Sword Me.
And then we're going to get to draw 2.
So it's going to be interesting if he's going to deck thin or if he's going to. Yep, he is just going to deck thin. Wasn't going to add it to his hand.
I think he's just going all in.
I do believe that this is just a chance that you would like to at least push the hand of
For sure.
Zurita. So right now the front row is getting plus 20.
20K.
So right now this is 34, and Zurita does get a 5K. So
That's nice.
It somewhat helps.
PG's the Vanguard.
Yep. So we are gonna definitely see that he doesn't want to see any triggers being shown up. So here is a crit.
Mm.
And we see a draw trigger. So where is this 10K going to go? He gave 10 to the Raksha, so it's going to be 44.
That's a really tedious number.
And then here we are, we're going to give it to Chowo, which Chowo is now going to be the same number as the Raksha. So we do have 5 more attacks that are going to be a decent amount of guard. So we're going to be swinging with 30K here. Because sadly, those heal triggers are only 10Ks.
Yeah. Here comes the next attack. This one is for 44-2 crit.
So we do see that. I don't think that Erick wanted to be pushed to 5, obviously.
Yeah, that makes sense. We have 44 again. One down.
So here we do hit a heal, but it's not going to proc off.
What is 10K? So now Ashley is 27 or 28 because force number.
And so we are going to go to 5 damage. I do think that Zurita does have a hand that he knows he can push back with.
Oh, for sure. Knights easily pushes back.
And so he is going to stride.
And the 3-card guard restrict will be live. Does give it a crit.
Yep. So Crystal Luster is lethal at the moment. So we are going to see this grade 1 is going to refill at least a target for Ashley to call back out.
Make sure he's got a bunch of targets to call out for his Vanguard attack.
And I think if you're Zurita, you see these grade 1s and you are kind of being happy about it.
Yeah, for sure. He does hit a 2 off of this. Okay.
So he is going to add it. I mean, obviously, why not?
His deck looks kind of low from here. I think he might be worried about decking out.
So here we are. We are going to refill. I do think that he's refilling all the units that Crystal Luster can take advantage of.
He's just trying to put as much as he can so that he has targets.
So we do see a
available.
2 go into the soul.
Nothing like natural selection. Miranda over Sybil.
And so we are going to see the Ashley going over.
Sword Me. Yeah, that deck's pretty thin.
So we are going to see this Lele come down, and the 3-card guard restrict is going to be active, and he's going to give 10k. He's going to give 10k to the Sword Me, and the Sword Me is going to call a booster behind Ashley, I do believe. So he's gonna put it behind Sword Me. I didn't see that Sword Me doesn't have a force marker, so I do think this is the correct decision.
Yeah, for sure. It did get 10k though.
So this is going to be 27, I do believe.
Yes.
So 27 and a 3-card guard restrict.
Mm-hmm. Zurita reminding Robert, 3-card guard restrict.
So you kind of think that if Robert was going to say, and he does hit
He
the
hits
defensive
the big boy
over
himself.
He hits defensive OT.
Mr. Drag Veda.
And so the only hope for Erick here is to. We haven't seen Erick's over trigger. I don't think.
I'm pretty sure we did.
I think
turn.
I think in game 2 we saw it early.
No, it was this game. It was it was when he got stuck at 1.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Preach to the choir.
So we're gonna start trying to clear out this board. I mean, obviously, I think Erick is trying to limit the damage before we do swing. So we are going to see 2 of the Lele's go back to the bottom of the deck, and we soul charge Ace alone. And then we are going to see him. So he is going to hit a heal. So
Which is nice.
second at EG.
These are
And then, these are hits.
these are hits.
Yeah.
It's a shame that Mr. Drag Veda showed up to save the day.
Oh, yeah.
I think Zurita has like 4 cards in deck, by the way.
Yeah.
Oh, is he going out the gentleman's
Natural
way?
selection.
Hold up. Oh, I think he's going out the gentleman's way.
So we are going to try to clear out as much of the board as we can. And then we are going to refill back to the deck. But we do have to soul charge one, so we are going to go to 3 cards left.
It is a +1 though.
And then we are just swinging so that we can go back.
Refill.
Yep, so we are going to go to 4 cards left in deck. I think the worst part for Erick is he does know what is on the deck now.
Yeah, I think the worst part is I think Erick knows that this might be dead. Mr. Drag Veda shut down the kill turn.
So we do see the Miranda soul charge, and I do think that
And pass turn.
we are going to see what Robert does
can
have.
do.
So we are going to see him
So
go
it's like
into
a
the stride.
prime
And we
time
are
for
going
the verse of stuns.
Yep. We are going to sadly see Stunverse come down onto the board. He is going to.
Sadly, I think Robert's pretty happy about it. I don't know about you. He goes, no board.
I'm just being impartial to the peanut gallery.
Uh-huh.
Sadly, we are seeing Stunverse ripping more cards away. So this is going to probably take Erick's hand.
A good quote. Good like
A good
half.
quote?
Good quote of his hand. Good quota.
Good quote.
Good quota. Guys, I'm having problems. Please help.
Just
Send the
problem?
paramedics. Robert's trying to finish this. He's trying to close it out. Both decks are pretty low.
So we do see Steve being searched off, the grade 3 searcher, and he is going.
There's a card just called Steve.
That's what
in
Sweep
Narukami.
Command. That's what Sweep Command is called. That's
yeah,
his
yeah,
nickname.
yeah. I thought you meant like his actual name was just Steve. I was
No.
like, it's like, damn, Narukami getting real creative with these names. All right, Spinal Driver Bob.
So we are just gonna.
I think another problem Zurita knows here is there's no triggers.
He did soul charge a crit
He
that
soul
was
charged
left
the
in the
last
deck.
trigger in the deck.
So we're just gonna. Yep.
Yeah.
So Zurita is just going to take the damage.
What?
What a weird
That was
handshake.
the most scuffed handshake I've ever seen. If you guys don't do it back, I swear.
Eric went for a fist bump. Robert went for a handshake.
Robert was getting touchy. In just a minute, we will have the finals for you guys.